Hello and welcome to the channel with myself, Sophie.
Me, Alex.
That's me, Dan.
And we've got some big updates for you today. So these are the Cake Chats where we give the big channel updates and talk about what the future holds for the channel. And it is a rather special one today.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet. And that is the news that I will be stepping back from the channel. So yes, it's been 4 years.
Yeah, we were just looking, weren't we? Reminiscing about the channel, and we've been going for quite some time. It has been a really good run.
Yes, absolutely.
3 filming locations.
Yeah. But yes, it's time for me. It was a tough decision, but it was the right one, and I think you saw it coming. I was,
Yeah, you told me, and I said, I know.
Yeah.
And thank you for telling me.
Yeah. It's my life has changed over the last 6 months. Not drastically, but well, actually maybe a little bit. So
I would say so. Yeah, you've had some big life changes.
Yeah. So I've started a new job, and that has sort of new role, and it very much taking a lot of my brain power. I sort of come to the weekend. It's like, oh, my brain's gone funny. So that's part of the reason is different job. I haven't got the brain power, but also I've been doing a lot of other projects. I'm a busy bee. So I've been writing a novel. So I'm about halfway through the first draft of a novel. And also I've been doing a lot of comedy, and that's starting to get some traction. So yes, been up on stage as a stand-up comic, doing shows here, there and everywhere. So I know sort of at the time of filming, I've got a show tomorrow, a show Monday and a show Wednesday. It's starting to fill up my calendar, and unfortunately something's got to go before I burn out completely, which...
And you'd rather go
Yeah.
on a good note than burn out, do battle reports half-heartedly and so
Yeah.
on. So
I end up hating it.
Yeah, and it's...
we always said from the start, didn't we? We never, obviously, if it ends up paying money, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
But we never want this to be a job, and if it ever feels like work, we're going to talk about it, and it starts to feel like work for you.
Yeah, it's that midweek when I'm firing up the editing suite, and it's just I just couldn't bring myself to edit that report. And there's been a couple of weeks where there'll be a couple of gaps on the calendar. I'll say, have you done the battle report? No, I'll do it next week.
It takes a while. People occasionally ask, how much time and effort does it take to film battle reports rather than just play games, and it does add up. Like, it's essentially a full work day, kind of, when we're filming.
Yeah.
Whenever you're visiting, you're here all day, either of you, to film 2 reports. We're probably going like 9 to 5, 9 to 6.
Yeah, it takes a good sort of 5-6 hours minimum to edit
Yeah.
a video together.
For you, you're travelling as well, so it's definitely quite a commitment. I remember you said recently you're looking forward to enjoying war games as a consumer, rather than necessarily just a content creator.
It will be different. I had a complete hobby burnout in terms of painting. I think we've all been there, where we just don't want to pick up a brush or something.
Feels like a job.
And just need to, and that happened over Christmas, and then getting back into it, I think, was it's got to be nice. Just this is now a hobby, and like it's just for fun. I don't have to think about stuff. I need to get this painted up so I can have it on my battle report. Well, it's the pressure isn't there, so I'll just sit and enjoy it and do it for me. But yes, so the decision to step back. But do you know what? I won't be gone completely. I'll still come and be on camera.
Be our guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just turn up and don't have to do anything.
I know.
You can just play the game.
I know, and that's actually really quite nice.
I'll say, can you plug that live stream? You go, no.
Yeah.
No, I
Not
can't.
my contract.
Yeah.
But I said that we've been doing this for 4 years, so Dan and Alex will of course continue the barrel, and we have 3 more people involved.
Yep.
So I'm sure you will have met them on the channel: Lawrence, Gareth and Dan, another Dan.
Dan too.
Dan
Yeah.
too.
Tall Dan.
Tall Dan, big tall Dan.
Dan second.
Dan second.
No, Tall Dan
That's what the
and
S stands for.
Dan.
It's okay.
I see.
So I've already noticed like loads more content going up on sort of the Instagram, the social platform. So the channel is in good hands. and I think it probably needed a bit of fresh blood of my tired poor soul. So yes. But I was thinking about taking a little trip down memory lane to when we first started.
Apply a sepia filter here.
Yeah, because I remember when we originally started doing 40k, didn't we?
Yeah. I think our first ever game was Titanicus. Maybe.
No, our first ever game was you two. It was
No, you are
Adeptus
right.
versus
It was
Yeah.
40k, but the thumbnail is Dan pretending to be a Warbringer Titan, and that's why I think it's Titanicus, which was
Because it's me doing this under a lighting rig.
it was definitely a way to open.
Yeah, it's. I think I just wanted it because I remember the sort of it was a child of the pandemic. This channel, where I think we were coming out, and I wanted to make a channel, and I said I'm going to be doing a YouTube channel, wargaming channel. Who wants in? To a group of friends, and Dan and Alex went yes, absolutely, the whole bang. So we did it.
I think the hardest part was picking the name originally.
Oh my god!
I think we spent like a solid month just like trying to think of names.
We had a couple of sort of slightly cringe ones, I think, that were trying too hard to sound cool, maybe.
Yeah.
Sounding a bit too much like tabletop something.
Yeah.
Also that, yes.
There's enough tabletop somethings out there.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone.
It was like game dice, tabletop, and it all
Yeah.
combinations of the three, and it just wasn't working. But
But,
we actually had a Blood Bowl.
Stemmed from the Blood Bowl League that I started over lockdown
Yes.
for
Yeah.
our gaming group that quickly became just a general Discord for hobbying.
Yeah,
I think I said, how about we just call it Bottom of the Barrel Battle Reports? And yeah, it clicked.
Just
Yeah.
instantly went.
And it's quite funny, it's quite a nice name.
yeah, and it's
Unfortunately stolen by some Australian podcasters before us.
yeah,
Should have checked that bit.
Although
Yeah.
I do occasionally log out of YouTube and search and see if you search for Bottom of the Barrel, where in the ranking are we? We're not the top anywhere near, but
Top 12,
yeah,
yeah.
but we're slowly moving up.
yeah, exactly. So that was the brain baby, and then I think so. The lighting rigs and stuff were donated by my dad. And that was a very kind donation. Also, he was clearing out his house, so they will continue to be used for the channel.
Yes, thank you.
But
Are these still the official lights?
no,
we used to have tiny little ones.
Yeah, the little LED ones that are like this big.
Yeah, and it's
yeah.
charged batteries, and the batteries would die mid-clip.
Oh
And,
my god, yeah,
or they wouldn't. Sorry, they didn't die mid-clip. They just slowly lost power.
yeah.
And so halfway
You
through
wouldn't notice it.
Yeah,
By
halfway through a
then-
game we were filming in the winter, we're basically filming in the dark.
Yeah.
And we have been for the past half an hour.
Yeah,
We used to film this little hand camcorder thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
little
It
hand
was-
camcorder. We had the gimbal. Do you remember the gimbal? And it basically like it was really
Second-hand
steady
gimbal.
shot, and then it would just give up.
Yeah.
So like we were
So
halfway through a clip, someone roll a dice, and it would go.
We had the hand cam, and then we quickly found it wasn't that great. So we
Yeah.
switched over to this phone, which not
It's
perfect. It works.
fine. We would like something better.
But we had a gimbal, and it would overheat after about 20 minutes.
Yes.
And our clips are over 20 minutes quite often. So you'd be filming and suddenly you go, time to sleep.
With no warning.
And like, the whole shot would just be ruined.
We nearly crushed a model at one point.
Oh,
We did a
couple
shot
of
like this, and then it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because we originally started filming at my flat
Yep.
in
Your flat.
Bristol,
In the lounge, split off with the curtain.
the big screen that we had again as presents. But then we
Moved here.
because Alex, when you bought this home,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a very understanding partner, so I said to them, do you mind if I basically use the dining room as a filming room? I said, absolutely not. No argument at all. So, got the back wall set up. I didn't used to fix the wallpaper at some point. And the crooked shelf. Anyway, got set up. Loads of space for terrain. Never an issue using the living room either.
yeah,
So, it
Yeah.
actually works quite well as a studio.
yeah. And then we had our brief stint in the gaming club in Bristol, but unfortunately, I've got the train past there, and it has all just been knocked down now.
Yeah.
So that building no longer exists.
That
We
was
weren't
only a
there.
couple of months.
Yeah.
when we were there. I think there's
Yeah.
maybe 10 reports or so. We looked. Maybe 10 reports were there.
Yeah. But then, the building got condemned. So that was that.
But
Straight back to here.
it's straight back to here. But I also remember at the beginning because I think I was the only one at the time who'd done stage
Oh,
time,
God.
and you know exactly where this is going.
Uh,
And I got these two to do vocal warm-ups. and improvisational games to try and sort of get this character out on camera, because like, I say to a lot of people, the camera sucks a lot of your energy. So I was saying, Alex, pick a bit in the 40k rulebook and try and talk on that for a minute.
I suddenly have forgotten everything about
Me and
40k.
Sophie literally said this on the way in the car. Where I very strongly remember the first time Alex opened the rulebook saying, "So the shooting phase. The shooting phase is." And I said, "Alex, no repetition or pausing."
Yeah. We played just a minute from Radio 4. We're like, no hesitation, deviation, or repetition, and it was just this absolute calamity, and it was great. And I got you to do. Do you remember the tongue twisters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a cup of coffee.
All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a
I
proper
still
cup of
can't
coffee
do
pot.
I still definitely can't do them. I think we've all become a bit more confident on camera since then.
Yeah. Bless.
All grown up.
All the kids grown up. Yeah, and that was fun. But I remember a couple of the old videos as well. So I remember we started off with Titanic with 40k.
Yeah. What edition was that? 4 years ago.
9th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 9th edition. It probably would have been early days 9th edition. Still with the 8th edition codexes, because I don't think they had an index in 9th.
I can't remember, so long ago. I've not thought about 40k for so long.
No.
I've not played 40k in so long.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the point. We dropped 40k quite quickly.
Yeah, because we filmed Titanicus. I remember the day. Do you remember the days from the pandemic? Unpainted models in the back garden.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Where the cards would blow away because it was it was a lockdown.
Because Titanicus started because it was I was trying to convince people to play Titanicus for ages,
Yeah.
and no one bit. And then Dave just one day went, "I bought the Titanicus starter set because I thought it looked interesting." I'm like, "What? I've been trying to get this for years." And then and suddenly 6 people have bought the starter set.
Yeah.
I think you guys bought it at me.
Yes,
as a sort of birthday present or Christmas present, I can't remember which, but kind of pulled together from you two, possibly some other people, I can't remember.
And
Yeah.
Dave as well, maybe. And
Yeah, this is all pre-channel though, I think.
yeah, it's still pre-channel because it was filmed, or not filmed, but we were playing in my garden.
Yes, yeah.
On a garden table, which was fine most of the time, and the wind would suddenly pick up, and everyone's
All your
terminals would
cards
just fly across the.
Gone, and because we don't know the stats at the time, then
Got the rules fantastically wrong,
yeah,
constantly.
it's so wonderfully wrong. And I remember I sucked at it. It took me like about 4 games before I got an engine kill. I was so bad at Titanicus, and then it's sort of like I have got better.
I think I did the thing I often do with war games. Well, I started with not knowing rules, did really well, and the more I learned the rules, the worse I got. It was like trying to learn how to ride a bike and trying to think about riding the bike, and you fall off the bike. So it took a while to have any idea what I was doing. Still arguably don't.
But I remember that video, one of our earliest videos, was the first video to get over 1,000 views.
Yes.
And we were...
You two, Tempestus versus Mortis, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a classic Tempestus versus Mortis, and we were so thrilled, and we were like, Titanicus, this is it, this is our niche. And it's not stopped being our niche.
No. We've done other things on the side, but it's still a game we come back to literally all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, we'll probably put this up at the same time as the Battle Report. We've just filmed a 3-player, 9,000 point Titanicus game, and it's one of the best games I've played.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I made some very silly rules.
Crazy rules, go check it out. But I also remember, do you remember when we first got mentioned on Maximal Fire?
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my
So
god.
very excitedly, because what it used to be, I think it used to be a Facebook Messenger chat, wasn't it, originally?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was because we were going to message them saying, hey, we do Titanicus Battle Reports, but they found us.
Yeah. They found us first, and we thought, why have our views suddenly spiked?
Yeah.
And then tracked it down and, oh, wow.
I think you were listening to the Max 5 and you went, they mentioned us!
Yeah.
Somebody noticed us.
It was us. Yeah, completely. So that was a real treat, and that's sort of getting into the Titanicus community has been an absolute pleasure.
Do you remember I can't remember the timeline, but do you remember when we ran our very first tournament?
Yes.
Which was not that long after. I think we fairly quickly went, we know these rules.
Yeah. Yeah, we ran that tournament. I remember being very stressed about running that tournament and trying to play it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did all 3 of us play in that one?
I think we all played.
mm-hmm.
It was very, very basic. It
Because
was
that was a big, wasn't it?
yeah.
Bristol Independent Gaming. So I met Dougie.
Yeah.
Dougie came along to our very first tournament and introduced himself as very, very friendly. And as you probably know if you're watching this, is now a regular on the channel as a guest. That's been a friendship that's been going for 3 odd years.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
you remember the video we did when we went to the 40k tournament? And that
You're going to
was
have to remind me.
yeah, that
been
was
a while.
being very nervous in the morning, and it's sort of I look back on now with events like what was I nervous about? So that was
Oh,
real
yes.
video of like I don't do events. How competitive is this going to be? Am I
Mhm.
going to get stomped? Am I going to? And it was fine.
Yeah.
It was just fine, and then we've done a lot of events since.
That was us getting into events, wasn't it? That was our
Yeah.
first one ever of going to any wargaming tournament at all, really. Like, I'd been to, I think, a Throne of Skulls as a kid, maybe, but nothing since.
Pretty much we played 40k.
Cat.
Cats, yeah, Magnus is rooting through my bag. We played 40k and then did some other games on the side.
Yeah.
At that point, so it was a 40k tournament. But yeah, there's a video of us back in the car, me in the morning.
Oh,
waking
yeah,
up very early,
that was it.
Yeah.
I didn't go, and I remember.
Yeah, I remember that video. Then, but I remember part of the nerves actually, because when I first started, so 4 years ago, when I first started is also when I first transitioned after the pandemic. And actually, you can go back and see. What are you thinking of?
Which when you came out on the Discord.
Yeah, okay, that's not suitable for the channel, but it was very funny.
It was a very funny line from a friend who went, huh, that takes balls.
Yeah.
And then realised what he said.
Yeah.
That's not what I said.
Well, I think.
That's not what I said, but.
But
Was that Chris by any chance?
That was
Yeah,
Chris.
that was Chris.
Of course it was Chris.
But it's quite nice because when I started the channel was about the time I first started Hormones, and it's been I've kind of got this timeline of almost weekly or bi-weekly recording of Puberty 2, and you go back and you look at my really old videos, and I do look really different. Got my shorter hair and stuff. Yeah, I've not stopped growing it. But yes, that's been rather special. I remember part of the nerves of that tournament was going and being
I
sort
can
of
imagine,
like
yeah.
visible out in the open, but yeah, it was fine. In fact, the whole wargaming community is rather quite LGBT friendly. Yeah,
It's definitely got an above average number of transport.
yeah. Hell yeah!
Our gaming group alone, isn't it?
I remember I did say it's sort of like, there's a lot more women in our gaming group.
But the population hasn't changed.
So yeah, no, that's been nice to see when I go back and look at the old videos and different things, because that was also why it's taken me so long to get back into comedy, was just getting back on stage. There was a lot of nerves on there, but yeah, been going out treading those floorboards, and yeah, that's been going very well. Yeah, so keep an eye out for me. I think my personal Instagram is fast turning into my comedy Instagram, so I am Soph_is_education. So
Good, very good.
strong.
Not Crab Spasm Chaos Face then.
Not Crab Spasm Chaos Face, which is my painting, so that's the one I often have on the channel. So if you are around Bristol, I will be doing lots of gigs. I'm starting to do some London gigs, Cardiff gigs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw. So I'm performing at the Royal Society.
Oh wow. Okay.
1st of July, so just down the road from Buckingham Palace, and I'm kind of like, it's not quite sunk in yet, but that's going to be a very special gig, and I will be doing science comedy as well. So we'll be talking about radiation and how it's hilarious. No, it's but yeah, talk about some of the work we do there. But yeah, so that's kind of me. Going on to very different things. Magnus has just found our snacks.
There's no snacks left in there. Oh, there was phone.
You know you're not supposed to, don't you? Go on.
Yeah. So then, yeah, this is kind of it. Bittersweet. I will certainly miss the channel, but do you know what? I probably won't miss the video editing.
I thought you were going to say us then.
No, I shall still see you both. Obviously very frequently, and it'd probably be nice to play each other, not on camera.
That'd be a novelty, actually.
Yeah.
I don't have to pretend to be happy. I don't have to smile from the dice
Oh
rolls.
god, do you remember that game we had? We drew each other, and it was like the 5th game of the Welsh Open GT.
Oh god.
And it was it was quite a one-sided game of my Zinch versus Alex's Lumineth. And we both kept a straight face because I was winning so hard.
You weren't even having to try that hard to win either. I think I was playing as badly as you were playing well.
Yeah, and it was one of those where we kind of looked at each other and went,
Let's just get this over and done with, please.
Let's get through this. We'll give them a score and then we'll go off and have lots of beer.
And because we're not performing, we don't have to be pretending to enjoy this game. So let's just get it sorted. That said, I think we do enjoy all the games we film. We've not had many bad games on the channel, have we?
No,
even one-sided ones, really.
Not at all. Yeah, it's sometimes when it's one-sided, we've just learned to sit and laugh with it. You know, the ego soon went.
Yeah,
very quickly.
Yeah.
If anything, it's been quite a good skill to learn as a wargamer, I think.
Yeah.
Because we're often, I'd say, over half the games we're playing are to entertain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of become. We start to play a lot of games, but also just end up kind of detached from who wins.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. I mean, Dan, you've got nothing to prove with Titanicus as the tournament world champion.
So actually brought the trophy really.
Yeah.
You really
should. What with the previous game we just filmed? I should have had it in my hand the whole game.
should end up in your cape from Tom Club.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a really useful skill to learn in that regard.
Yeah, it's sort of definitely coming into a game just anywhere and just the number one thing is trying to enjoy it rather than win.
Yeah.
And that's been really nice. It's a really nice way of enjoying the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general, highly recommend. But yeah, I think I will miss actually coming down to Newport and filming fairly regularly. But it's coming at some point.
Just do it every couple of months.
Yeah, exactly. I quite enjoyed it. It's a lovely sunny day, and I quite enjoyed the train ride out. It's a wonderful view out the window. But yeah, I would be very interested to see what you guys do with the channel. See where you take it, where it grows, and I will be happily watching and subscribing and liking.
You better be subscribed.
Now you've got to watch the video stuff.
Now I've actually got to go watch the video.
You're going to watch every single one.
Yeah, super fan. But yeah, it's been emotional.
So what's been like your top 3 games?
You can remember.
Games?
Top 3 games.
Memorable games that you played on the channel.
Top 3 games. Oh, that's a very good one. I definitely think Magma City.
That was a good one.
That was the one we wanted to do for ages, and that was good fun.
That was we finally had the terrain we needed.
Yeah.
Both had large enough collections to do a big narrative game.
Yeah.
It's always the best way to play the game, really.
Yeah. I think the other game I really remember was Lumineth and Corn the Path to Glory, and it was the second game. It was the second game we played, and that was ridiculous. I think it was just suddenly the pressure to stand on circles is over.
Yes, because it was a fully narrative mission, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a really narrative mission that we played out with White Dwarf, and actually that was really, really good. I'm trying to think some of the Heresy games that have been silly. Yeah.
The one where we had the Titan on?
Oh, that was really
a good one,
actually.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah.
I see all these games of Alex.
Yeah,
I see.
I'm trying to think.
Did you win all 3 of those as well?
Yeah. Coming out of that play to have fun, it's sort of like, my favourite games I didn't win.
I want to beat Alex really hard. Really fun.
No, the Titan one I lost.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
I did lose the Titan one. Yeah.
This was, for people who don't remember it was how many points?
We'll put links up to all these.
Yeah, we should actually, yeah.
Yeah, it was 3,000 points. I had the Titan and the Sons of Horus, and you were borrowing some of my Imperial Fists.
That was it.
The Space Wolves.
Yes.
And I've tried to teach you that you need some ranged elements in your army, and you've gone.
It turns out guns do help,
Yeah.
actually, especially when it hit on 2s.
Yeah. So that was a good game. I'm trying to think of the top stuff we've done, because there's definitely been some great Titanicus games. I remember trying to get around your Arcus maniples with outflanking Titans outflanking knights that then I would warp displace.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had that list off.
Yeah.
Yeah, which still works as a tactic, by the way. I've just stopped doing it. But yeah, you outflank the knights, warp space, and all of a sudden your opponents. Oh,
What do I do with these?
the chicken. And yeah, that was. I've not played by Mortis
In a while.
in a hot minute.
Yeah.
I think I just played that Ignis Manifold to death. And everyone else was certainly sick of it. What about you guys? While we're having a trip down memory lane.
Favourite games? Yeah, the Heresy game with the Titan is the best Heresy game I've played.
Yeah.
That's standing up faint praise. No, that was a really good game. That was the best game of Heresy I've played, but also a really good game in its own right. It was narrative, there was, yeah, lots of stuff happening. Yeah, I've very nothing to say, but it was probably one of my favourite games with you.
Yeah. That was good fun.
I
And
thoroughly enjoyed the Titanicus game we just played.
I was trying to think of ones that
That
weren't literally this
possibly-
one, but
That is going to be a huge core memory for me, is that
Yeah.
last game. It was great. There's lots of twists and turns, and it doesn't, like, from turn one to the end of the game, it doesn't end how you think it's going to end. It's
Unless you think it's going to end one way.
in which case it does, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, but that was honestly one of my favourite games. So that would
Good.
probably definitely be in my top 3, actually.
Yeah.
I've just getting top 3. Here's 5.
Here's 17.
Yeah.
That's one of the videos I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Which you won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm also really glad I don't ever have to play Battlefleet Gothic again. Because I'm sorry, I just didn't enjoy the game.
That's fair enough.
Drop Fleet, I'll come play. Please don't make me play Battlefleet Gothic. I just didn't.
Sorry, if you come back
Sorry,
to the next,
yeah.
at least one of the games has to be Battlefield Gothic now.
And we're not going to play it though, it's just
Yeah.
you playing it on your own.
Myself.
You get to play it twice.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to say, the videos did very well, but I did not do well. Battlefleet Gothic, so I think.
I think it's been thoroughly replaced by Drop Fleet.
Yeah, I enjoyed it at the time.
Yeah.
Enough. But comparing it now anytime to Drop Fleet, it doesn't compare particularly well.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Yeah.
I know there are lots of very die-hard Battlefield Gothic fans, and you are.
Allowed to be wrong.
Yeah. I respect.
I'm a challenge.
I respect how wrong you are.
Oh, do you remember the Titanicus game where I think one activation, 4 Titans went down?
Was that versus Now Lily?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the stumbling.
Yeah.
You had a
Stumbling block.
Fortress Maniple lined up. I think it went Reaver, Warlord, Reaver, and yeah, they just went like that.
The dominoes.
Yeah.
That was great. And I remember there was a special award at a tournament we went to in Cheltenham for if anyone managed to do that or do horrible things to me, they won a special prize. It was like an Easter egg around Easter. So yeah.
I remember that challenge.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good. I'll tell you what has been nice as well, actually, is all the people that come up and talk to us. Yeah, it's sort of people will going to events. I remember most recently at the Drop Feet event we went to, people will come up and sort of it said, "Oh, Sophie," and then it's sort of, "Oh, by the way, I know you from the channel. It's always lovely to come and speak to you. Please never stop."
It always throws me.
Yeah.
It's still 4 years later, people come up and say, "Hey, Alex, to the voice and playing, I know me," and I go, "Where do I know you from?"
Yeah.
Turns out I don't.
Yeah. But no, we love it.
Yeah, it is very nice.
It's always a pleasure to chat with you guys,
Yeah.
and we love sitting chinwagging about anything wargaming. So
As long as it's not that big Gothic.
as long as it's not Battlefield Gothic.
Most things wargaming, or 40k.
I have
You're
actually,
back in the 40k wagon, aren't
I've
you?
actually been playing 40k recently.
Which is actually why we've kicked her off the channel.
Yeah.
Saw me painting an orc and then they're like, "Oh, get out!"
There's a lot of screaming.
Yeah. Mostly for me. But yeah, no, it's like I said, it's been emotional, it's been a ride, it's been a great project, but time for me to move on to greener pastures, or not so greener pastures, if ever knows. Alex does inform me that I should just go out into the garden and look off into the middle distance and think about rabbits and
Look at the flowers.
look at the flowers. So that's probably
Yeah.
what I'm going to do after this video as I go and live on a farm.
Before you do, speaking of making you emotional, Dan and I did get you a present as a going away gift. So these are not available to anyone yet. I know it might be at some point, but we.
Oh, I've got bottom of the barrel dice!
You've got one with the barrel dice.
Oh, that's amazing! Oh, thank you!
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, Dan.
No worries.
We got to sell some as well, but I haven't used them yet in case you saw them on the channel. So we have to hang on to them for a while.
Ah!
Yeah, they're quite cute, I thought.
I will definitely try it and not lose these like I do the rest of my guys. Yes, little bottom of the barrels.
There's always have shots on them later.
Yeah, yeah. Little, and
I'm going to grab one out and roll it.
yes, actually, and that's
Live reaction to Sophie's first roll. Is it a 1?
it's a 6.
Hey!
It's all gonna work out, guys.
That was mine and that one back.
No.
I thought you said it's a loaded 1s.
Yeah.
You're a loaded one.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Alright, in which case, I think that's all I've got. That's all the other reminiscing I've got to do. So for the final time, it's goodbye from me, Sophie.
Goodbye from me, Alex.
And bye from me, Dan.
And it's goodbye from the barrel!